The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as the holographic message from Earth materialized in the center of the vast amphitheater. Ambassador Raza Khan stood motionless at the human delegation's podium, his dark eyes fixed on the swirling cosmic display above. Beside him, Dr. Fiza Malik adjusted her translator device, though she knew the message would need no translation. For 3 cycles, the Council had debated humanity's tribute demand. The newest species to achieve faster-than-light travel, humans, had been presented with the standard ultimatum: surrender 30% of their industrial output as tribute to the Council, or face the combined might of 700 civilizations. The Zephyrian Chancellor, a towering insectoid being with crystalline wings, clicked his mandibles impatiently. The human delegation has requested this emergency session to deliver Earth's official response to our generous offer of protection. We await their compliance. Raza stepped forward, his diplomatic uniform crisp despite the journey from the outer rim. The chamber's atmospheric processors hummed, adjusting to accommodate the diverse respiratory requirements of hundreds of species. He had prepared for this moment his entire career, studying xenolinguistics and galactic law, but nothing had prepared him for what he was about to witness. The holographic display flickered, and a single word appeared in bold, glowing letters that rotated slowly for all to see. No. The silence stretched for several heartbeats. Then, like a dam bursting, the chamber erupted into chaos. Delegates from across the galaxy began shouting in dozens of languages, their universal translators, struggling to keep up with the cacophony of outrage and disbelief. Fiza leaned closer to Raza, her voice barely audible above the din. "They're not taking it well." "Did you expect them to?" Raza replied, though he couldn't suppress a slight smile. As Earth's xenobiologist, Fiza had spent years analyzing alien psychology. She knew better than anyone that the Council operated on principles of hierarchy and submission that were antithetical to human nature. The Chancellor's wings spread wide, casting prismatic shadows across the chamber as he called for order. "This is unprecedented," his voice boomed through the translation matrix. "No species has ever refused the Council's protection." A slug-like delegate from the Mollusk Confederation oozed forward on its platform. "Perhaps the humans do not understand the implications of their response. 700 civilizations stand united. Their primitive world cannot possibly resist such force." Raza's expression remained calm, though Fiza noticed the slight tightening around his eyes that indicated he was accessing his neural implant. The data stream would be feeding him real-time intelligence from Earth's deep space monitoring stations. "Honored delegates," Raza began, his voice carrying clearly through the chamber's acoustics, "humanity understands the implications perfectly. We have studied your histories, your technologies, your military capabilities. We are not ignorant of the odds." A reptilian delegate from the scaled hegemony reared up on its haunches. "Then why do you choose extinction? Your species shows promise. Under Council guidance, you could flourish for millennia." Fiza stepped forward, her biologist curiosity overriding diplomatic protocol. "If I may address the chamber, you speak of protection, but from what are you protecting us? In our survey of galactic history, we've found no external threats that justify your tribute system. The only danger to emerging civilizations appears to be the Council itself." Uncomfortable, shifting rippled through the assembled delegates. The truth hung in the recycled air like an unwelcome guest at a formal dinner. The Chancellor's compound eyes focused on the human pair. "You would risk the destruction of your entire species for pride? For some primitive notion of independence?" "Not pride," Raza replied. "Principle. Throughout human history, we've faced extinction multiple times. Ice ages, asteroid impacts, global wars, environmental collapse. Each time we survived not through submission, but through adaptation and cooperation freely given." The holographic display changed, showing images from Earth's past. Humans building shelters in the frozen tundra, launching primitive rockets toward distant stars, standing together in the face of natural disasters. Fiza's voice carried a note of wonder that even the translators couldn't diminish. "Do you know what's remarkable about your tribute system? It's perfectly designed to prevent the kind of innovation that created it in the first place. Every civilization that submits stagnates. They become dependent, predictable, manageable. But humans, Raza continued, we're not particularly manageable. We have a saying on Earth. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good people to do nothing. We've decided to do something. The chamber fell quiet again, but this time it was a different kind of silence. Thoughtful rather than shocked. A new voice spoke from the observation galleries high above. It was thin and reedy, belonging to a species Raza didn't recognize. What happens now? You've said no, the Council cannot simply ignore this precedent. Visa exchanged a glance with Raza before answering. We've prepared for that possibility. Earth's response includes more than just that single word. Our fleets are already moving to predetermined positions throughout human space. Our industrial capacity has been converted to wartime production. Our allies among the newer species have been contacted. Allies? The Chancellor's mandibles clicked rapidly. What allies? No one would dare stand against the Council. The holographic display shifted once more, showing star charts with dozens of systems highlighted in blue. 47 civilizations have received copies of our message. 32 have responded with their own single-word replies. Raza paused, letting the implication sink in. It seems we're not the only ones tired of being protected. The rebellion that began with humanity's simple no would later be known as the Freedom Wars. But in that moment, as delegates stared in stunned silence at the growing list of defiant worlds, Raza and Fiza represented something the galaxy hadn't seen in millennia. Hope. Because sometimes the most powerful weapon in the universe isn't a planet killer or a reality warping device. Sometimes it's just one word, spoken with absolute conviction by a species that refuses to kneel. No.